Alright guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make very simple piggy cutscenes. I'll be showing you three methods. The first method will be the easiest to do, but it will have limited flexibility, while the other two methods will be harder to do, but they have more flexibility in terms of what characters you can add, how many maps, stuff like that. So I hope you enjoy. Make sure to smash that subscribe button if this helps, and yeah, let's get to the video. Alright guys, so the first method we're going to look at, and definitely the most simplest, honestly this is very simple to do, but you don't have a lot of flexibility, but this is the first method we're going to go. It's called Piggy Cutscene Test, Cutscene Creator, made by Epic Tags. So this is the game. It doesn't support VIP servers, so you can't do that. But yeah, just head into a public game and you'll be good. Alright guys, so when you get in the game, you'll be put in this lobby area. You just want to go and hit Cutscene Creator down in the bottom. Then you'll be placed with all of these different maps. You can choose whatever one you want to do. Obviously, so let's do, what should we do? Obviously it has the beginning and the ending cutscenes as well, so you do want to look at whether it's you know, saying beginning or the ending. As you can see, some of these are ending, some of these beginning, but let's say we want to do the carnival ending. So here we go, this is the cutscene editor. So what you have is the scene, so if you go next you can go through the different scenes, and this will basically be obviously a different scene for your cutscene. So that will be how the camera moves around and does the animations. So let's say hello, how are you? And obviously you can enter a different text for each one. I'm not going to try and make this make sense, I'm just going to show you how it works. So I'm good, thank you. I don't even really remember the carnival cutscene too well, and then you can go through and do your stuff. And then for the characters as well, if you hit characters, you can replace the characters to whatever you want. So that's how you change the characters. So you have a little bit of flexibility with that as well. Although you can't change the characters for every map, so you'll have to look through and see which ones you can change the characters for. And it's as simple as that. As I said, this is the simplest method. It doesn't allow you a lot of flexibility at all. It's got very limited maps. Very limited in what you can do, but that's literally it. You can change the characters, you can change your text, and you can pick the map, and that's it. That's all you can do. So it is very limited, but this is the easiest option you can do. Obviously in the next methods I'll show you more, a lot more flexibility that it offers you, but it is a little bit more complicated to get through. But here you go. If I just play the cutscene here, you wait a bit and then it will play the cutscene based on what characters you've put. So hello, how are you? And then as you can see, this is scene 2. I'm good, thank you. There's Pony and Zizzy saying that. That's great. And there you go. That was where we stopped, so I can skip that now. But yeah, that is literally it. You can publish a cutscene as well if you want public people to play it, but that's literally it. So yeah, as simple as that. Alright guys, so the second method we're going to be looking at to making really good piggy cutscenes is Piggy the Lost Book, and I would probably say this is the best method for making piggy cutscenes. If you know, don't want the whole complicated side of it, this is probably the best bit you're going to get. The previous method we just looked at was very limited in what it could do. This one could do a lot more and is still quite simple to get hold of. So I will show you how to do this. Now you can get a VIP server, by the way, for just 25 Robux, so nice and cheap, but you can also do it in a public server too. It doesn't really matter. Alright, here we go guys, so we're inside Piggy the Lost Book. Now what you're going to want to do, you want to go over and hit create like this, and then you want to hit join my server. Alright, so once you click that, it will come up with this, telling you to load in a slot, so you can just load in whatever one you want. You've got 3 slots, so a chance to make 3 cutscenes. Alright guys, so then you want to decide what template you want. Now this is obviously completely up to you. There's still a limited number of templates you can use. However, it's also got a blue screen and green screen, which obviously will allow you to create any map you want, basically, if you know how to do that. Alright, so you'll be loaded into the game here, as you can see, and you'll be loaded into the map. Now you've got 4 things here, the characters, the camera editor, the dialogue editor, and then you've got preview the cutscene. And you can preview the cutscene whenever you want as you go along, so that's all fine. But the most simplest thing to do is to add in the characters. That's what we're going to do now. So when you click the characters, it's going to come up with all the different characters you can use, or all the one available in this. So player is obviously going to be yourself, so you can just click that, click him down there, and there you go, there's your player. It won't actually have your skin on at first, it will look like a weird block man, but when you preview the cutscene it won't look like a weird block man, don't worry. Alright, so when you have your characters added in, you can rotate them how you want. If you click on them with the spanner, if you you know, hover over them, then there'll be a spanner. If you click just like that, if you click on them, then you'll go into a different kind of cutscene editor here, with the cameras a bit different, and you can rotate. If you see here, you'll have a right bar saying enable rotation, move amount, walk node, and all of this stuff. So if you hit enable rotation, you can literally rotate them however you want throughout the cutscene. So if you wanted them in a certain starting position, that is what you would do. And then you can rotate, yeah, you can rotate both of them. If you just click the spanner on the other person, just like that, you'll go to the other person, and then you can rotate them as well. So that's all nice and simple. Alright, now the second thing we're going to look at is the camera editor, but what's important to note here though, with the camera editor, the dialogue editor, and the movement, you need to time all of this perfectly. So don't do one to perfection, if that makes sense, but then you haven't thought of how you're going to implement the other ones. Alright, so whenever you're starting, I would just get used to how to use the camera editor, how to use the dialogue editor, and how to use the movement. Once you've figured that out, then you can start deciding, right, I know what I'm going to do with the camera. I haven't done it yet, but now I'm going to do the movement before I do the camera, and then I'll know in the back of my mind how to do that. And timing it all together as well is very simple. Each you know, section has its own timing stuff, when to start, the delays and whatever. So you can just play around with that really. There's not really a way for me to say each cutscene is going to be different, each cutscene is going to have different timings, so you can just play around with that, and again you can just hit preview cutscene whenever you want. But let's get into the camera editor here. So you just click on it and it will come up with here, and you just want to go to the position where you want to place the camera, and then hit place. Alright, so once you've added in your camera, you have a cool little camera box here, which is pretty cool, and you can actually move the camera as well. So if you go back into the camera editor, then you can place another camera. So let's say I wanted to zoom in to these two characters here. I'll just add a little zoom and hit place again, and there we go. So they have numbers, so you won't get confused. So camera 1 is obviously where it's going to start, then it's going to move to camera 2, and again, like I told you, you can edit the move amount. If you click on it with the spanner, you can edit the move amount. Obviously you can change that to whatever number you want. Ending delay, change that to whatever you want. Move speed, again, it's best to just, I can't say what's best to do here. It's best to just, you know, do it yourself. Hit preview cutscene, and then you'll see how it looks. Now I've added my cameras, I'll actually be able to preview the cutscene. So if I hit that, as you can see, it starts off with that camera, zooms in to that. And obviously we haven't got speech or anything in there, but that's it so far. So then if we wanted to move the characters, what we could do is we could add a move node, or walk node rather. So if you click on the character with the spanner, as you normally do, it has a move amount as well, so you can play around with that, and then you can hit place walk node. Now again, this will have numbers, so you don't get confused. So you just want to click where you want your character to move to. So let's say I wanted him to go over here, okay, and then that will have number 1, and again you can rotate this however you want. So if I wanted him to first of all move there and then move around here, that will have number 2, and these can also be rotated and stuff, just how, you know, the normal way that we've done the other characters. So again, we can preview the cutscene here. As you can see, my character, he got a bit stuck on the wall there, so if I was trying to perfect this, I'd obviously change that around, but he walks off. We got the camera zooming in as well. Now for the last bit, the dialogue. So we can add dialogue here, and then so just click on the dialogue, create dialogue. So here you have your dialogue, so you just type in whatever you want. So let's say George was questioning while I was running away. So George is saying, where are you going? Let's just say that. Obviously I'm doing this very simple just so I can fit it in the video, and then that will be George saying that. All of this can be changed around, you know, the text speed, end delay, all of that. I'm not going to bother with all of that because you can do that yourself. Make that nice and flexible, and then we can just hit stop editing. If you wanted to make another dialogue, just hit create dialogue again. You can make, you know, as many as you want. And yeah, that's it. So now, as you can see, I've looked at all of them. We've done the cameras, we've done the walk speed, and we've done the dialogues. So if we hit preview cutscene, there you go. Where are you going? Says George, and then I walk off. And there you go. That is it. That is how to make the Piggy cutscene. It's very simple, and obviously I've shown it to a very simple extent here. Obviously you guys will most likely be making a lot longer and a lot more better looking cutscenes, but for the purpose of this video I made it nice and simple just to show you everything you can do. Alright guys, so the third and final way is going to be through Roblox Studio. So Roblox Studio is very easy to download if you haven't done it already. Now please bear in mind that this is definitely the most confusing way, but it does offer the most flexibility. So it's really up to you what method you want to use out of these three methods. I would highly recommend number 2. Just because it does offer a lot of flexibility while also being fairly simple, but it's completely up to you, of course. So yeah, if you watched my cutscenes that I've done on this channel, it's been all through Roblox Studio, but also Piggy Lost Book, the second method, wasn't released when I was doing any of them. But yeah, here we go. Anyway, so you want to load up Roblox Studio. You can just load up a classic base plate or flat terrain. Alright, so once you are in Roblox Studio, here is how it is going to look. Now, if you go to view, first of all, at the top, if you go to the view thing, this is where you can click on everything that you know. If you don't happen, if my screen happens to look different to yours and things are in different places, don't worry, you can load up whatever you need through view. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is head to the toolbox. Now you're going to want to decide what map or what scenes you want. So let's just decide I wanted it in a house. You can as I said, you can add in little models or you can add in whole maps. But let's say I want to add it in a house. So I'd get the toolbox. Again, you can click on the view and get it up here if you don't have it. And let's say I want to add a house in. So what do we have here? We have a suburban house. So let's add this in. So you just click on it. It will take a while to load depending on how big it is. And as you can see here, we have a house. It's got a nice little trampoline. It's got a little inside as well. So actually this is a good example of me using the move tool. So if you go to home, you've got different tools up here. You've got the select, move, scale and rotate. Oh, we even got trees here. Hello. So let's say I wanted to move this up a bit. There you go. And that's the move. You can move them with the arrows, so you just click, hold down, and you can move them. You can also rotate it. You've got all these different options to do what you want with your models. Alright guys, so let's go into how you're actually going to make your cutscene. So what you're going to need, you're going to need a cutscene editor. So if you go to plugins here at the top, you'll come up with this, and you want to hit manage plugins. You want to hit the add, and then on the toolbox it will take you to the plugins. And then if you search in here, so you're going to want to type in cutscene editor. Now there are multiple cutscene editors, but the one I use, I think is one of the most popular, is the Clone Trooper one. So here it is. You'll just click that in, and then you'll be able to use it. So once you've done that, if you go over to the plugins tab, it will say cutscene edits, and you can hit that, and a little thing will come up on your screen here. Now this is very simple to use. Let me demonstrate it here. So if I wanted to capture camera position, so I'd look where I wanted to. So let's say, okay, I wanted to make a cutscene going through the house. Okay, let's say I wanted that. So I'm going to get my first position here. So here you can rotate the settings. Again, this will all be flexible. You can rotate it how you want, but let's just add that in there. And there we go. I've got a number 1, and it shows the direction the cutscene's going into as well. So let's say I wanted that there. Then we're gonna say, what we're gonna say, we want it going up the stairs. So we're gonna select it here. This will be number 2, and we're gonna put the end point up here as well. So there we go. So we've got, so far we've got a cutscene that starts here. It goes all the way to number 2. I don't know, is it going to fit through that doorway, or is it going to go through the wall? It's probably going to go through the wall, but you know, who cares? You can change that in your guys' one. And then it would go up the stairs, and it would show here. So that's what's going to happen. And then you can hit preview cutscene if you want to change anything. So if I, for example, if I wanted to select it so it didn't go through the wall, I could click on the cutscene, and then if you scroll down here, you've got reconfigure selected to capture, and you've also got reposition. So if you click reconfigure, you can change this stuff. You can change the timings and whatnot. and if you wanted to reposition it, you click reposition, and then you'll just click it in a different place. So actually I can just place it here, and that way it won't go through the wall, it will go through the doorway as it should. And yeah, that's basically it. So if I hit preview cutscene now, it will go 3, 2, 1, it will play out the cutscene, and here we go. So here we go, it goes through the doorway, and then it goes, oh, it looks up the stairs, and then it goes up the stairs, and there you go, there is my cutscene. Now, if you did want to add, obviously, you could do this, you can add Piggy characters in, that's just the same as the toolbox, and if you wanted to add animations, that's where things get a bit complicated, but I'll show you very briefly how to do animations. It comes in with a plugin already. There's also additional plugin animations you can get, but there is a Roblox animation, it's called the animation editor. Now what you can actually do, I'm not going to sit here and teach how to do animations because it's going to take forever. Roblox Studio is very complicated, and all of this could be on his own video, but if I was to I could actually add in, so if I type in George animated Piggy, then there's actually going to be pre-made animations that I can use, and you can do this on a number of different things. So if I went into the animation editor first of all, and then I clicked on this one, loaded this in, so as you can see this already has a pre-made animation, so I can play it, and there you go. What's he doing? He's looking around with his flashlight, he's scratching his head, and he's walking forward. There you go, that's the animation. If you wanted to play this animation and the cutscene at the same time, you'd have to involve scripting as well, which I only learned to do on my most recent video. So you'd have to learn to do scripting as well, and you'd have to basically run the program. So if you go to view and where is it? Oh, you go to test, sorry, then it has a thing called play, pause, resume and stop, and under play it has a thing called run. So if you hit run, and then you had scripting involved and everything to play the animation at the same time as you using the cutscene, then you can play the animations and cutscenes at the same time. But I would just go on tutorial, I would just go on other tutorials to do all of that. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on it myself, but I simply can't explain that all in this video because the video would be way too long. Oh, in terms of the text, again, you could do that in-game. I personally do it on Sony Vegas through video editing, so I just add in the chat boxes there. But you can do it in game, or you can do it through video editing, as whatever you want. But this is definitely the most flexible thing. You can add different animations, you can add it with the cutscenes, you can do it with different maps. It's definitely the most flexible method, but it's a lot more complicated. It's the most complicated out of the three. Yeah, that is up to you what you want to use. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, be sure to drop it in the comments. Smash that subscribe button for regular Roblox Piggy videos, and see you guys next time.